Hey, it's Kim. Thanks for stopping by today's video. I'm going to be going over my health and fitness journal for 2023. We're at the midpoint of the year, or a little past the midpoint of the year, and I want to do a bit of a flip through and an update on how I'm using it, especially since my main objective or main reason for starting it has passed. So let's get into it. All right, I recently filmed a half-year update where I did a flip through of my daily planner from January through June, and in that video I did mention my other planners and journals, or a lot of my other planners and journals, and I mentioned this one. I did touch on this one, but I felt like it deserves its own video because I do get a few questions about how I have it set up and how I'm using it. So I wanted to just do like a mid-year update to show you how it's working for me and if it's working for me and all of that. So things are set up exactly the way they were from that original video, which I will link down below and up in the cards. And I'll move you in a bit closer. So this is how I have it set up. I don't really use a lot of these opening spreads for much of anything, but I just made them pretty. Now this is the one that we get into that has a good amount of information. I'm laughing because I said I just made it pretty, but I feel like this kind of looks a little ugly, but that's okay. It's functional for me. So what I've been doing is marking off the types of workouts I've done each day, and that's with different color Tombow markers that I have noted down here along the bottom. And I do have more of this information shown in that original video, but you get the gist. So I've gone through January through June and marked down the types of workouts I've done on different days, and it's between a run, strength training, cycling, and Pilates / yoga. So that's what the different colors mean. And I feel like if you aren't looking at this in person, or at least a closer look, you can't really tell much difference between the colors, and that was done on purpose. I didn't want it to look too busy, but like I said, for whatever reason, it just seems a bit messy to me. Maybe it's just because I did a terrible job of staying within the lines. But anyway, one thing that I did start at the beginning of the year was to make a monthly goal, and I was using the dot marker to check off when I met that goal. So that it was so like January was, I was shooting for 20 days of movement. I believe I did hit that goal. For February, it was supposed to be 120 grams of protein daily. I did not hit that goal ever, or maybe I just wasn't tracking. And then for March, my goal was 100 grams of protein daily. I think I found 120 a little bit hard. So then March was 120, and I did hit that goal for the most part. And I think what I didn't mention here is that I was shooting for at least 20 days out of the month to hit whatever that goal was, so to hit that target. But since March, I did not establish a monthly goal. I wonder if I should bring that back. I feel like I should. I don't know what the goals will be, but I'm going to think about it and maybe bring that goal focus for each month back. I think I would like that. So then the next section, so I had tipped in weeks and months starting from October. This one says September, but starting from October, I used an older Hobonichi Hobonichi weeks to do that, because that's when I started tracking all of my running and stuff and training for the half marathon that I did in May. So that's why I kind of tipped all of that in, so I would have it all in one book. So in the monthlies, I just wrote down what my training plans would be, my total weekly mileage, which is important to keep on top of. I didn't even fill in all of my workouts here, but as of March, I was pretty much solid and consistent with filling out all of that information, and I've done that continuing through to, I didn't fill in these workouts either, but up until July, which is where we are right now. So that has been working for me, and I do really like to see what the prescribed workout should be for each day and all of that. So like I said, I finished that race in May, and I have another one coming up in September. Originally that was not my plan, but my husband and I were like, let's just do another one. So I threw that in for September. There was supposed to be one that I'm doing in January, which is a travel one that I would have to travel to, but I don't know if we're gonna do that. So plans may have changed. So anyway, that means that there is a reason. There is one in April though of 2024 that we're probably gonna do. But anyway, that means there's a reason for me to continue doing this through the end of this year and into 2024. So I've already planned to use the same type of planner, or size at least. I'm really loving the Hobonichi Week size. So what I did, I pre-ordered the Sterling Ink Common Planner in this size, the compact version that has fewer notes pages. But after I did that, then I was thinking, well, maybe I could have just gone with the Hobonichi Weeks, because again, I don't need a whole lot of notes pages. We'll get to that. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to keep the Sterling Ink Week size to use for the health and fitness, or if I'm going to maybe like sell that and then use a Hobonichi Weeks. It really depends what covers Hobonichi comes out with for next year. But my format for the weeklies has remained the same. This is something I sort of stumbled upon and it worked and I stuck with it. I didn't want to change it. I didn't want to switch it up. I'm tracking my miles over on the left hand side, along with my workouts, the workouts that I have planned for the week. So this is where I come in and I kind of pre-plan what I think I'm going to do. And I'll check off if it happens. If it doesn't happen, I'll exit out. I'll plan what my focus is going to be for the week. And then at the end of the week, I try to do a reflection of like how things went and how I was feeling. And then the totals at the end of the week. So my total mileage and my total minutes that I have run. This is specifically for running, not for just working out in general. I've also, as the weeks progressed, started tracking my macros because I'm trying to eat more protein. Sometimes it works, sometimes I'm focused, sometimes I'm not. You know, that's something I do need to get back into. But that is the general format. Oh, and I switched and started tracking my sleep over here on the right hand side. And I do feel like this has been helpful because it helps me understand my recovery needs. It helps me understand like how I'm feeling. If I feel terrible, you know, during a week, especially as it relates to my workouts, it's likely that sleep was a problem. So I've been trying to focus on that, or tracking it to see how it affects other things in my workout or in my plans. So this weekly layout has been working. I've stuck with it and I'm continuing to use it. This was last week and I didn't add the reflection section, so we'll go back and do that. But those weekly layouts are working and I definitely see myself continuing this. I'm in here 1 to 2 times a week, likely more, but it's something that I'm really staying consistent with. And now this is the intro to my notes section. So I do have a dashboard for some sticky notes, which I haven't even used yet, I don't think. And I have 3 little sections that I set up with these makeshift dividers or tabs. And my first section is for training plans. Second section is for trackers. Third section is for notes. So my training plans, I only have 2 in here. Oh, and some notes on other things. So I feel like I haven't utilized this as much as I thought I might. It's kind of like something I can give, I can take. It just, you know, it's whatever. Same thing with the tracker section. So I've been tracking migraines and my cycle, which is very helpful for me because my migraines are typically cyclical. So that I know like when migraines / headaches are happening, if I use migraine medication and all of that. It's been a lot better as of late, so I haven't felt the need to really track it here as much. So this is something that I fell off of. Another one, the strength tracker, I didn't even really start this. So my plan was to track my strength progress for different major lifts, major weight, what do you call it? Weight training lifts? I don't know what you call for the major lifts. But I fell off of that because my focus has primarily been running. And with that, I do still incorporate strength training. I'm actually trying to do that a lot more lately, but in varying ways. So it's not always me doing squats or deadlifts or chest press. It could be me focusing on plyometrics or some other type of strength training activities. So I've kind of fallen off of that, and I don't know that I need this anymore. I don't really think I do at the moment. So this is certainly something I probably will not carry over into next year, and something that I likely will not complete for this year. The same can be said for my measurement. So I have this section where I've measured like all my body parts and everything, and I mean, I don't care. So it's something that I feel like I don't need to do. As long as my clothes still fit the same, I'm good. You know, I don't weigh myself, and I don't really track in that way. So it's the same type of thing. So that's something I likely may not carry over into next year or even further throughout this year. And then the last section are just blank notes pages that I've just been scribbling a few things down on. And so that leads me to believe, considering I haven't really used a lot of these notes pages, the Hobonichi Weeks comes with like 78, I think. Let's see, 75. So it comes with 75 notes pages. The Sterling Ink week size common planner comes with 122 or 121 notes pages. So I definitely won't need that much space in the back. So that's a large reason why I'm thinking I don't know if I'm gonna go to the Sterling Ink for this health and fitness planner, or if I'm just gonna pick up another Hobonichi Weeks. So we will see, because it's, you know, a little more compact. So that is my health and fitness planner. So in that video that will likely have posted last week, where I'm discussing my mid-year review and talking about a lot of my planners and journals, I explained that this health and fitness planner / journal has really turned out to be the MVP for 2023. It's something I didn't even realize at the beginning of the year that I was going to love so much or use so much, and it really has turned out to be one of my most favorite additions to my planner lineup. So this is the MVP, most valuable player for 2023 so far, and I think that's going to continue. There's no reason why it wouldn't. So that's that. That's a little bit of a brief overview and kind of recap as to how I have been using this through the year, how it's shaping up for me. So I hope you have found this helpful. If there's something similar to this that you've been trying to set up for yourself, or things, health and fitness things that you want to track throughout your journey, I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.